Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. As always, I'm back with another video and topic of discussion for my new series called Learn to Discern, where we use the Word of God, combining theology and practical advice and tips to make sure that you guys not only read the Word and understand it, but also have some real life examples and scenarios of how to apply it. Today, we'll be talking about humility, and we'll be reading from Phillipians chapter 2, verse 3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself. Most of the time, we speak about humility when things are going well, when we have things, when we don't really lack, even though in Jesus Christ we don't lack anything. But today, I want to talk about when things are not going so well. As always, this can apply to believers or non-believers. Whoever wants to receive this message can do so. But humility is also present when things are not going well. And that's mostly in situations that require us to take responsibility. So when things are going well, we need to be humble enough to understand the position we're in, to understand why we are where we are, and to remain grounded. But when things go wrong, humility is important because it brings you back to that sense of responsibility that I'm talking about. When you're able to be humble in a bad situation, maybe it's a situation where you go wrong, or maybe it's in a situation where things are not as stable as they usually are. Maybe it's for you or for other people or just your environment as a whole. It makes you more aware of the part you have to play in what's going on. So when things are going well and you're not humble, what people can tend to do is to look down on others, think that they're better. But when things are not going so well, people can be arrogant enough to believe that everybody else is at fault for what's happening. When you position yourself to believe that it's someone else's fault or it's someone else's responsibility when it's yours, that is a lack of humility. It's a lack of humility because everybody has their part to play. The issue is that we don't always hold ourselves accountable for the good and the bad parts that we play. Well, mostly the bad parts, that we play in things going wrong, whether it's just in our personal lives or in a situation involving other people. We don't always hold ourselves accountable, and problems linger on for longer than they usually have to because of that. Even if it's a situation where you're not the only one at fault, or you're not the only contributing factor to what's going wrong, you need to be humble enough to look at what you did first. The main issue is that we let things linger on long enough for us to be forced to recognize our mistake. We wait for situations to blow out of proportion for us to realize that I could have done this, but it's too late. So through this message, I want to encourage you guys to always look at yourself first, and to always acknowledge what you have done and what you have not done that contributed to that situation being as bad as it is. And most of the time, you will realize that you always play a bigger part than you think. And by smoothing out these issues internally, it's easier to fix things externally in the real world with other people. You being able to express that vulnerability, to be like, you know what, yes, this and this is happening, but here's what I've done, here's what I've not done. It not only frees you, but it also frees whoever is involved, whoever else can be responsible. But that freedom can start with you. It can start with you if you can be quick to humble yourself, quick to be responsible in these situations. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned something from this. Catch you guys next time.